A mass school shooting in Michigan, fights inside of Baltimore County and Howard County High School as Maryland and the country see a rise in attacks on school campuses. It's not just the physical violence, though, that's taking a toll on students. Hello, everyone. I'm Jason Newton. Welcome to 11 TV Hill. Maryland's seeing a noticeable increase in school-related violence this year. According to the Maryland Center for School Safety tip line, there's been a 167% increase in tips over the past year. That's on top of a 46% rise in 2019. Most of these tips relate to bullying, assault, and even COVID-19. And this is putting the spotlight on addressing the mental health of students. Throughout the show, we'll talk to educators, school resource officers, even a comedian about how it's best to reach out and connect with students. But first, with what parents need to look out for. It's GBMC psychiatrist Dr. Anthony Chico. And joining us now is Dr. Chico. He's from GBMC. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
Curious, as we look through some of these headlines right now, what role do you think the pandemic has played in the well-being of kids right now?
Well, gosh, it's been hard. It's been hard on kids. It's been frustrating, and in the midst of that frustration, kids have been struggling in school. They've been struggling in relationships, and it's just enhanced the natural struggles that a developing child has.
Is it something that you could pinpoint on? Is it the isolation? Is it that you spent a year at home and maybe you didn't have that face-to-face? Does that play into this at all?
Oh, certainly. It's certainly a big factor. I don't know if we can say it's all because of that.
Sure.
There's been missed opportunities for events and just growth across the board. But yeah, isolation has not helped.
I'm a parent of a teenager and one who will soon be a teenager, and I think I'm in tune. I think I know how they are with their friends and relationships and that kind of thing, but I'm sure there are things I just don't know. Are there warning signs that parents can just keep in mind, the back of their head, that perhaps we should talk some more?
Well, I too am a parent of a couple teenagers, so I feel your pain.
Yeah.
No, but all seriousness, it's looking for trends. So trends in performance, trends in day-to-day functioning, how well they're caring for themselves, how well they're maintaining their relationships within the family and with peers, school performance. We know in our gut as a parent that when something's bothering our child, we can sense that. So it's especially important during these times to find quiet moments, sit down with your child and just share your observations. The tricky thing with teenagers, though, is doing this face-to-face, our teenagers tend to shut down.
Yeah.
So we have to be a little more subtle. Go for a ride with your teenager, grab a bite to eat, and weave these questions into those events and conversations.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I think the car ride always ends up being almost like the parent's confessional. You can sort of lob something in the back seat and see what comes back. And I'm wondering, you said you had more than one, and so do I. Is it better to have that with a one-on-one and not a collective children, let's gather around and check on each other?
No, absolutely. Yeah, I would say one-on-one is probably more ideal. Our children's temperament are so very different. So
Sure.
The way you connect with one child can be very different than another. And a couple year difference in age in those teenage years is a big difference too. So the conversation may be different.
Sure. I mean, sometimes we made light of when you're adults talking about mental health days. But I think there's something to that, isn't there? That maybe you do miss a day of school or whatever you may have planned for that day to sort of gather yourself. Is there benefit there?
Yeah, no, certainly. Sometimes there's a moment where we have to step back, take a breath, and reassess. I would just say if there's a pattern of mental health days, then maybe having some more traditional or more regular follow-ups are important.
Sure. We have about a minute left, and I guess my last one I should end on is, is there a time when a parent needs to say, maybe it's a professional that needs to help us? When do you know that point is there?
I think as a parent, if your concerns are more persistent, if you have some true fears, if you're getting feedback from teachers and others who also are seeing this, and the child is just not opening up, I think getting additional perspectives is important. And certainly if safety is ever an issue, do not hesitate and seek treatment sooner than later.
All right, that's Dr. Chico, Anthony Chico from GBMC. Thank you for the time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yep, take care, sir. Well, the past year has educators also calling for a shifting approach to teaching. Maryland's Teacher of the Year, Brianna Ross, made that comment while accepting her trophy at the State Board of Education.
We have to be able to reframe how we do this work at all. And that may mean that we need to start from scratch and really consider the idea that some of the things that we have done well in the past might not hold up so well anymore. It might mean that we need to redesign our models of schooling altogether. It might mean that we need to rebuild curriculum so there's a greater focus on student development and social emotional learning over content knowledge and acquisition of skills.
Here to talk a little bit about the teacher perspective through all the headlines is Cheryl Bose. Remember her from Teachers Union. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Great to be with you.
Just tell me, from teachers, as you see headlines like this, and even some who have lived out what has been some tough times recently, what goes through your mind as you see some of this stuff?
So our educators and our students are very stressed right now. And when there's violence or distress in a school, it impacts everyone. It impacts the school community at large. And we are nurturing by nature with our students. We want them to be their best. And it's very difficult during these times when so many are facing trauma.
Using the word nurturing, I think, is a good one, because my curiosity is, I'm sure that, school is a safe haven and kids want to come to you and ask questions, or they might be fearful. And I'm wondering what kind of triage, I guess, a teacher can offer to a kid who might just be in a bad spot.
Our educators are constantly wanting to develop relationships with students so that we can, one, maybe preempt issues that might happen, or be there when they do need us. And taking time, we do restorative circles in many of our schools, peace circles, where we can talk through issues. But we know that we need more school counselors, school psychologists, and social workers, because our educators today are telling us that they're seeing more and more needs from our students, and they have less and less time to address those needs. And so it's all taking a breath and trying to figure out how we can find the time, because if our students are troubled or afraid, they're not ready to learn.
Sure.
That's blocking them. So we have to stop and take the time to address their needs. And we often need so many more personnel to help us with that.
From the front line, do you think the needs of a child have changed following the pandemic? I mean, they spent so long at home, and whether it was mom and dad doing the teaching or looking at a computer the whole time, did you notice any change when they came back to in-person?
Absolutely. Our educators across the state at all age levels are saying students are having a hard time acclimating back into a classroom, not being able to be on their phone constantly, learning how to work in a group. I had a high school teacher say that she has her juniors and seniors once a week playing board games, even if it's Candyland, how to work together again as a group. And we just see that there's a lot of anxiety right underneath the surface. Our educators are feeling that because they're trying to make up for those learning gaps that our students are experiencing, but our students are really having a tough time just getting along with each other. And what does it mean to be in a group and be in a class setting and spending all day on educational topics? It has been a struggle. It continues to be. And it's something that we feel that we need to be addressed. So we're going to see more outbreaks and violence in our schools. And we don't want to see that happen. We want to address it at the earliest stages as we can.
And I'm wondering about that line of communication from the classroom to the home. I'm guessing you're also reaching out to parents just to find some line of communication that can be consistent.
Absolutely. I can tell you as a fourth grade teacher, the best advocate and resource of information for a student was their parent or guardian. And together we could make the best situation. I know a little bit of what happens about 6.5 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know the rest of the day. And together between the two of us, we can really come up with a good plan. So we do encourage parents to reach out to educators. We know that educators are going to be having even more conferences as we close the second marking period. but it's never it's never a bad idea to reach out on any given day, because our sole purpose is the success of that student, not just their academic success, but their whole rounded success, and that involves social emotional stability.
All right, that's Cheryl Bose. Thank you so much. Always good to see you. Have a good rest of your school year.